Okay, so when I tell people about me, I usually include that I'm a scuba diver. And the response I normally get is, wow, I want to try that sometime. Well, before you go ahead and try it yourself, there's a few things you need to know, such as one of the major dangers called decompression illness. And now this is caused by nitrogen bubbles in the bloodstream that you get from breathing extra nitrogen from the scuba tank that you wear. When you're on land normally, you are at 1 atmosphere and you have a normal set of standard amount of nitrogen in your bloodstream as you sit. When you scuba dive, the pressure and bottom time and depth all factor into how much excess nitrogen you get from breathing extra. The symptoms from it include irritability, nausea, cramping, extreme cramping, moderate, could be numbness, skin numbness, and blacking out. And it goes all the way to severe symptoms such as paralysis, death, and extreme brain damage. There's very few treatment for it. It's very straightforward. There's something called a hyperbaric chamber that if somebody gets bent, they have to go through, which is taking the pressure all the way up that you were at when you're scuba diving and slowly acclimating yourself back down to normal levels. There is another way that can be done through going back in the water and going back to depth and slowly increasing slowly ascending up so that you can hopefully bleed off the nitrogen, but this is only done in extreme cases. Now, according to Scuba Board, that's a diver blog, and personal experience, 3 divers in Cozumel tried to do a 320-foot bump dive, as it's called. Go down there, stay down there for a short time, and then finally come up safely. Nothing went wrong. Well, one diver decided she was going to go a little deeper and ended up blacking out, and one of her friends had to save her. They both ran out of air and had to service immediately without any acclimating to the atmospheric levels that they faced. This caused her to get the bends or decompression illness, and the other 2 did as well. They had to go into hyperbaric chambers themselves and spend a great amount of time in there. The girl ended up dying. A man is now paralyzed, and one can never dive again. And that's at the most extreme case. Now, according to recognizing and managing decompression illness, a more mild case would be of a man going on a very easy 60-foot reef dive, coming up a little too fast and maybe not abiding by his dive computer, which tells you when you've been down there too long. He ended up doing what they call a chamber ride, a very short time in a recompression chamber. And he's totally fine and can now dive again. The best way, however, to combat decompression illness is by education. This is the main thing of diver training. It's what every diver has to go through, and every class you take from there on touches on decompression illness and reminds you of how serious it is. Some of the things they teach you include a 15 feet per minute ascent rate, because that will prevent the nitrogen bubbles in your bloodstream, skin, and other parts of your body from expanding at too quick of a rate that they cannot bleed off. The other is a 3-minute safety stop at 15 feet minimum. Now, this is for anything 60 to 80 feet. After that, it is considered, a lot of people consider doing two safety stops at different levels so that they prevent themselves from getting bends. I, as a veteran scuba diver, and my father of even more experience of about 150 dives, practice this every single outing from 40 feet all the way to 115 feet. And I hope that this education has let everybody know what a major danger of scuba diving is. Although it is a very safe sport, I hope everybody would give it a try sometime.